So we'll start off with the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? The
Right.
second trailer that dropped, right? What I would just say in a nutshell is that visually, yeah, this looks great. I
Yeah.
love that we're seeing Donkey Kong. I love that we're seeing, some of the some of the Mario Kart stuff in it near the end
Yeah.
too. So I love that they incorporating a lot of the game and just spin-off games from the Super Mario Brothers franchise. I love that they incorporated that. And of course, there's Illumination, so they had to make a little fun of it as well to be a little pop culture friendly with it too. And yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Just
Right.
let's make fun of the goofiness of it all, like with Mario and the bricks and all that kind of stuff, right? I like the fact that we actually hear we finally hear Luigi's voice, and Keegan Michael Key actually does a great job with the
Yeah.
Luigi voice. Like I don't know, like I can't picture an actual Luigi voice while outside the games. But yeah, for what here and here, it sounds good. It sounds good, right? And I'll get to the point with the voices in a bit, right? Also, Jack Black just keeps crushing it as Bowser. Like the man
Yeah.
just literally sounds like you could tell he put real effort into it, right? Princess Peach though, that's Anya Taylor Joy, right?
Yeah.
She fine. She fine, but
Yeah.
then
It's fine.
again, I just have a bias because I just love Anya, so it's like, all right,
Well,
well,
the
all
problem, the
right.
problem, she have the same problem. She have the same problem as Chris Pratt, where it's like she not really bringing anything to it. But the thing is, Peach didn't really have a particularly noticeable voice for me anyway.
Right,
So
right.
whatever, like it's fine. She just have to just do the. I mean, I kind of wanted the high pitchy, like overly high pitch kind of borderline Marilyn Monroe-ish kind of song,
Right,
uh,
right.
from the games. But like whatever, what they're doing is fine. I like whatever.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and honestly, I don't think it'll work with the character she's playing because she is legit. I mean, it's kind of to be expected. Kind of looking down at Mario like, okay, you're being an idiot. Let me just kind of make it out. Let me just make it out ever so often. Like, yeah, you're being a little stupid here. That's just kind of putting him in this place at times. That's kind of
Right.
smartening him up, right? But of course, the elephant in the room, of course, is Chris Pratt's voice. Again, he still sounds like Chris Pratt, especially when he does the woohoo. You know what I mean? In the end of the
This
trailer,
it
like,
no, you
yeah,
really is a
it
weak link in
it
this.
still sound like Chris Pratt, bro. Like why?
Yeah. Yeah.
I make the joke on Facebook that yeah, he still sound like Chris Pratt, right? But when you go on the Illumination and I think probably the Nintendo YouTube channels, yeah, comments are turned off. Like yeah, they don't want to hear that. They don't care about what you think about how Mario's voice sound. But sorry, it just really does sound like Chris Pratt, right? But
Yeah.
overall, this still looks really good. I think the whole Chris Pratt thing might not be a big issue for me when I watch the film. Actually,
Right.
like I think I might just enjoy it for what it is and not really study. Oh, it sounds like Chris Pratt, whatever. But still, it's just that you'd wish that he would have put a little bit more effort. But maybe we're not getting the real thing. Maybe when you watch the film, maybe he'll put a little bit more effort into it. Like he'll sound a little bit more like he's playing Mario. But for now, it's fine. Like I like what's seen here. I know people still up in arms with the voice, and I mean I should be too, but it's like by now this is the second trailer. I just want to see the film right now, so although we had to wait until next year. But yeah, this looks really promising though. I'm honestly still not blown away by it. Then again, because I'm not the biggest Mario fan, but yeah, I think that this could still be a great animated film nonetheless, man. So yeah, Ricardo, your quick thoughts on
As
this second trailer
yeah,
here, man.
my opinion didn't change. It's really a shame that they can't get a better voice actor for this show. Like, he's the one by far the weakest link in all of this. Like with Anya Taylor Joy, I didn't expect anything one way or the other. It's like, all right, whatever. And yeah, they probably could have get a better voice actor, but I don't expect her to have some massive better lines. But he is the core of it. He's the core. So it's like, yeah, that gotta be real hard to sell though. For me. I don't know. It's a shame. It's a real shame that they couldn't get somebody better. Because in the first trailer, when he was when they what he was doing, I really got the sense that they're doing the Lou Albino thing now. Like, he playing a New Yorker, or you're doing a Brooklyn accent or something like that. But no, they're going with the game approach. It's like, well, just pay the original voice actor. What the fuck? Like, you know, that kind of just weird. Like, yeah, I don't know. It didn't hold in me. And again, it's a real shame they can't get a better voice actor. Whatever. Moving on. Everything else looks fine. Like everything is like, okay, I don't mind this, I don't mind that, I don't mind that. I don't have any problems with any of it in any workable sense. It's like, yeah, this all of this good though. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. That they I don't know. I still don't know why they they're still pushing Chris. Like Chris Rock is this big name. He's such a big name that he really had a hard manager. Really? I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah, and then it's not like it's a Marvel Studios property, right? But because I think in Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy, which you're gonna see for last actually, well actually second to last, right?
Right.
But yeah, I do agree with you, like Chris Pratt, like we need to see this because it's Chris Pratt, right? Well, all right, I
Yeah.
want to see it because it's a
But
friggin'
in my
Warner
head,
Brothers animated film. I mean,
yeah,
that's why I go in.
yeah. Because in my head, I think, is he this real big bankable star that you really need to have? You really need to have as he's this big sellable star. Sure, really? Like I'm not, and again, not tall now. So like, all right, well, cause they'll do that all the time. Like, okay, take for example, Rock, Dwayne Rock Johnson, very bankable star. You could totally see why you'll get him for something, right?
Yeah, but remember, I mean, League of Super Pets, right? Pretty solid film, right? But did people really go to see that because The Rock and Kevin Hart were doing voices in it? No.
Well, I'm not sure to be honest, because you could I get the feeling that maybe that was a big part of that. Like they couldn't. I doubt like if they had a bunch of like real voice actors. And listen, I hate to say it to be so dismissive in them to the voice acting stuff, but look, Kevin Conroy, these people are not right. None of them have any kind of workable range or anything like that. Like Rock was just he voicing Rock, like that's it, right? He just is Rock voicing the Rock, being the Rock, songing like the Rock. And I get the only sell to it is that, oh well, we know them as celebrities, so all right, maybe, but still, like I'm not really impressed with any of that in that sense. So I don't know. But in the case of The Rock, like he's a big star. He's a big star, so I could see the bankability of it now. But I don't know. It just really come across like Hollywood production muscling more than anything, in my opinion. So that's why I'm still not impressed with this Chris Pratt thing. He is by far the weak link in all of this. Like, we call him Cuban guy. He has Luigi. He's like, yeah, great. Like, he's a decent voice actor. If I get a good comedian for the voice actor, I'd fine. And yeah, okay, Chris Pratt have comedy chops, so I can't take that away from him, to be honest. But still, though, I don't know. Just I ain't seen it. If the final product changed this, then fine. But I really not getting any of that from it. It's a real shame that he bringing it up. Everybody else good. Everything looking good. The animation looking good. Looking like they're adding all the fun stuff. They might be teasing Smash Brothers, but like Donkey Kong was originally a Mario thing. Well, when he was called Jumpman, and people arguing if Mario's Jumpman, that's a whole debate still.
I would love to see some Super Smash Brothers in this though. I think there was alluding to it at a point in the trailer. Like you saw a platform like a Super Smash Brothers S kind of platform moment,
Right.
like the shot. I was like, wait, no, you know what I mean? But I do hope that we get that in the final product.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they, I could see them totally hyping it as a big conceit, like a big post-credit scene or something like that. But yeah, because if they could pull it off, and I make the assumption, well, it's just a kind of half prediction kind of thing. It's not like some original idea, but the idea of an NCU, right? I could totally see that still happening to this day. So
yes.
I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. As a film, it's looking fine. I think it'll be okay. I'm not super hyped. Just it's looking okay, right? That is it.
Right. So up next we have Cocaine Bear, right? Here's the thing with Cocaine Bear, right? Like I was hearing through the grapevine about this movie, being made and whatnot, right? But I was like, all right, well, okay. And then the poster for it came out, and I made the joke that they're gonna get Pusha T on the soundtrack for this way,
Right.
because yeah, just the style of it, just the way how it looks. By the way, dope poster, I must say, right?
Yeah.
This looks like tailor-made to be replicated somehow on some rapper's mixtape thread. That's why I keep bringing up the hope, like that was making jokes about Pusha T on Facebook, West Side Gun and stuff like that. Like I feel like somebody could have used, like, either make a song titled Cocaine Bear or use that poster and just kind of redo their own version of it. But because this has mixtape replication all over that poster, right? And then, like, much to my surprise, the trailer just dropped, right? And what I was saying, why this surprised me, why like for me, like I didn't, like I just kind of sort of read up what it was about. Okay, it's based on true events. That's what they say, right? So it's only
right, loosely based, because it's not a story. Based. I think it's one of Escobar. Something with Escobar thing involving Escobar. Think so.
Yeah, I think they call the bear, the late bear, Pablo Escobar, something like that.
So,
like I don't know the full details actually.
Right.
Yeah. Also, it's directed by McGill Elizabeth Banks. So like, all right, well,
what's interesting? I want to see
what's the approach to this, right? And then I saw the trailer, and I'm like, all right, I see what they get at here. Yeah. Where it essentially it's going it's just it not really taking itself too seriously, but it's playing itself out like a horror comedy. It's playing out like,
Right.
all right, like if this thing didn't happen, but just these screenwriters were just on shit one night and say, you know, what would be cool is if we do like those creature feature films like say Grizzly or Alligator or whatnot,
Right.
but you just have this premise of like this random bear who takes coke, who ingests coke and goes on this rampage. Let's do that. Like it sounds like it should not be based on a true story, but it actually is, right? And that's the sell. It's the sell is that, oh, this is actually inspired by true events, like, and but the way how the trailer plays out, it does not feel that way at all, because yeah, it's over the top, it's crazy, it's insane. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant use of white lines from Grandmaster Flash. Like I would
Right.
never in a million years would have thought that song would have fit for this, and yet it totally works. Points for the moment where perfect setup too, right? So you know the bridge, right? Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby, right?
Right.
And you have the moment where where you have a character on the tree is like, yo, bears don't climb trees.
Right.
And then the bear literally climbs and you hear the get higher, baby. When I hear
Yeah.
that, I clap. I love that. That was pitch perfect. Ha ha ha, again, right? Because you know Elizabeth Banks did pitch perfect too. Ha
Right.
ha ha,
Right.
right? Yeah, that was a pitch perfect moment in the trailer, boy. But yeah, everything about this, I fucks with. I didn't expect to see my boy O'Shea Jackson in it as well.
Right. Yeah. He's
I,
right. Yeah.
yeah, didn't expect to see. Oh yes, well, you know, really, I did expect to see Isaiah Whitlock Jr. You know what I mean,
Right.
from Atlanta and The Wire. And this actually is, if I'm not mistaken, the final film to feature the late great Ray Liotta.
Right.
So I'm just
Right.
curious to see what his role is going to be in this
And
way.
there you
But
go.
yeah,
It's a perfect to grow out and given where your career mostly known for it. So
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, Goodfellas, right? I
Right.
mean, amongst other things, right? But yeah, this lives up to the title. It feels like, all right, we just having fun with it. But yeah, we're gonna get bloody and gory with this as well too. I could tell just off this trailer alone, by it's coming out February the 24th. I can't wait to see this. This is one that I have to see in theaters because I want to be amongst a crowd, you know, laughing at it as well too. If I watch it home and laugh, I'm like, it's funny, you know, but I'd much rather watch it with a large audience way. But I don't know, like just in close, I don't think, like for me, like just going into the street, I don't think. I just really didn't think something like this would have played off the way it did there. Like I was wondering what the tone was gonna be, but I think that they actually nailed it. That whole, okay, we're not taking ourselves seriously at all, but at the same time we're gonna be as crass and as over the top and as violent as we possibly can.
Yeah.
But I just really curious to see how this show plays out, man. But yeah, this trailer just knocked out the park for me, man. Any thoughts on this first trailer for Cocaine Bear?
No, yeah. It looking funny and I'm not super hyped for it, but because it's just a gimmick movie kind of thing in terms of its conceit. So I want to see what they're gonna do with it. But they gotta make it funny. Like if they really, though, if they don't just rely on the premise as a joke, like there's the bear high on cocaine, and they do some good material on it. Great, because if it's not that, we'll just you just get worried at these meme movies now, like Snakes on a Plane or something like that, where it just end up not being all that funny on its own. But why it works is that it uh if you really like write something smart around it, right? It can't just be a meme movie. Like it need to do more. But I'm excited for it for what it is. And yeah, Elizabeth Banks have a halfway career, right? In terms of things, when she do good, she's do good. But she have some floundering, movies for recently she had some drama with her thing. So however, we'll see.
Yeah. Also, much to my surprise, the day afterwards, we got Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, right?
Right?
So
Sure.
here's the thing, right? Here through the grapevine that this movie was in production. I think we knew this like months ago, right? But Grace Randolph of Beyond the Trailer had actually put out this tweet and saying, she have a feeling that they might drop this and the Guardians trailer this week,
Right.
and the Indiana Jones 5 trailer, which you'll get into after this, right? But I was like, all right, well, when it come out, like how I just approach these trailer drops is that they'll drop a poster and then they'll tell you, okay, trailer dropping tomorrow or something like that. No, but I didn't think we was gonna get trailer and post on the same day, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, after I eat my lunch, I just went up on Facebook. I see Transformers Rising Beasts. I tag you a whole bunch of other people, right? Because that's what I do, right? Um, I sort of wrote off on Transformers since the fifth one, but I was fair towards Bumblebee, even though to be honest, I never rewatched it, right? I only saw the ones in theaters, and that was it, right?
Right.
But this feels like yet another soft reboot of the franchise. Well,
Right.
yeah, because technically the fourth one, right? Oh gosh, Age of Extinction was a soft reboot, and then Bumblebee was a soft reboot. So I think that this one is yet another soft reboot, right? Because
Right.
unlike Bumblebee, this one is not set in the 80s. I assume it's set in contemporary times, right? But I'll
Right.
talk about that in terms of the music in a bit, right? But yeah, the big surprise for me, boy, is seeing Optimus Primal, boy, like for
Right.
the first time
It's
ever
gonna
in
say
live action, boy.
no, they're not big surprise. I mean, it's
Well,
Beast. It's Beast Wars.
yes.
Right.
But like I just go in blind. I just watch the trailer, right? I like wait, we seen Optimus Primal. Okay.
Right.
And I make the joke that that cue the Beast Wars theme song, right? Because
Right.
yeah, I mean if you're a child, if you grew up in the 90s, yeah, you know about the Beast Wars TV show, right? And to a lesser extent the Beast Machine show, right? But yeah, I was surprised that we seen Optimus Primal. Optimus Prime is there too, so I don't even know what he
Right.
doing in this, but I mean it's kind of obvious because a Transformers movie, so he had to be there, right? But yeah, I just want to see what the relation is going to be between him and Primal. Is
Right.
it going to be like how it was in the series, where if you remember, there was like this great episode where the planet where they crashed on, you saw like oh gosh, Optimus Prime was in suspended animation, so to speak, right? And
Right.
that just led to this big plot twist and all that other weird shit that happened
Yeah,
afterwards, right?
it's a big weird little time loop thing going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh
So I don't know if you're gonna get that with this, right? But there's few things for you, right? You're seeing, but like I was seeing some other characters, but then again, like I don't remember everything about Beast Wars. I'm not a big Transformers fan, to be honest. So I saw Autobot that looked like Rhinox, I think.
right.
And some oh gosh,
Maximal, whatever.
the one that turns into the Jaguar. I forgot the name. I forgot
Yeah,
the name.
Maximal. So the Maximal, but not
Yeah,
not
you're
Auto.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but there was one from the cartoon that did turn into a jaguar, right? You saw that there. But is in true Transformers thing, Flair is all about, well, you've encountered so much, but no, this is like the worst yet or the greatest threat yet. And you don't really know what the threat is because I mean, like it's always been about Megatron, right?
Right.
Megatron. So I don't know who the big baddie is gonna be in this one, but you
Well,
get that nice little
it's
set piece
well
in the
no,
end.
but the body is Megatron, but
Okay,
as the
again.
T-Rex. That's
Oh, right.
yeah.
Okay. Again, just going in blind, right? Yeah, because I don't know. I just done with Megatron in these films. But okay, it's Megatron again. All right, okay. But he doing the T-Rex thing if you remember for
Me
the
to
series. All
be
right.
the best. Well, he's a kind of like it was never clear to me, but he's like a descendant of Megatron, like kind of thing. It wasn't like the same. It was the same character, but to me, that is the best version of Megatron in my opinion. Like that one, mostly because of the voice actor. Though.
Oh yes.
You know,
I always I always loved his voice though
yeah,
in that, right?
yeah. He was
Yeah.
such a weird Megatron is always a drama queen, though, but this Megatron is so good. It thing, but I just gonna straight up say it, I just kind of disappointed with this because it's in the modern day. Like what? Why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
again, and from what I've seen here, we're doing again soft reboots. So we
right,
have we have my boy Anthony Ramos
right,
doing the Shia LaBeouf thing. Oh,
yeah,
here's a
exactly.
vehicle. It has an Optimus, a logo there, and we're doing this again.
Well,
Oh,
my thing is that
okay.
it really coming across. They had to sell cars, they had to sell a car, so they can't do this.
Yeah,
They can't do the
yeah,
ancient times thing because it had no cars back then. They had to sell a car.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I saw the whole thing coming across. So
Right.
that's why I was, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we could have do, you could have do Optimus Prime without Optimus Prime. Like I know it had the big time travel loopy storyline, but like I didn't care about that. To me, Primal was a really cool character in his own right.
Mm.
Storytelling was solid in its own right. That show was good. I mean, the only thing that don't hold up is the crappy tree. I mean, that's it. But
Yeah, I know. But from
exactly.
what I'm
But
reading
other
here,
than that,
actually, yeah, what I'm reading here actually off of YouTube is actually it is in the 90s, right?
yeah,
So Elephant in the Room though, like okay, like I love Biggie, best rapper, one of the greatest rappers ever in my opinion. But I just flat out did not like that movie
oh no, yeah,
trailer
that was terrible.
reworking of Juicy. It sounded
Yeah, that was terrible.
horrible. What
Yeah,
is that?
yeah.
Especially with the spread love is the Brooklyn way, and you had that echo effect it, and if you don't know, now you know. It's like,
Terrible.
what is that? What is that? You're
I mean,
trying
look,
to educate Gen
they buy it
Zers
out.
on Juicy. Come
Listen,
on, really?
Puffy. Yeah, listen, Puffy, go and sell that shit out. Puffy don't give a shit. You gotta get that.
Of course.
Yeah,
And
so you
I have a
gonna,
feeling as you bring up Puffy Dread, he gonna bring in his son. By the way, and I even gonna talk shit about his son. I think that his son have a bright future in terms of the rap game right now. But I
right.
feel like somehow he'll try to squeeze his son into the soundtrack. But I have a feeling that
Whatever.
Bad Boy will make their way into the similar to
Yeah,
like a Bad
whatever.
Boy 2 or something, you
Well,
know?
the other exciting thing I'm kind of excited for is the director himself, Stephen Caple Jr. Uh,
Right. Yes.
the last time I saw his work off the top of my head was the second Creed movie, which was not the strongest script, but I thought his
No.
direction was good.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, yes.
Right.
Creed 2 was really enjoyable, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that though, just outside of the really like weird, off-putting in my opinion, musical choice,
It's the same bullshit with
unfortunately,
Eminem
yeah,
and Shazam. The same.
yeah. Let's get back to business. Yeah, right. But anyway, right. Yeah. This just looks like another Transformers movie, but
Yeah.
it looks promising, right? But I sort of wrote off on the franchise. It's the fifth one, to be honest. And Bumblebee kind of warm up to it, but as they doing that '90s thing, it gonna be pretty interesting. But I just feel it's just 2007 Transformers all over again, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I have to say. Any thoughts on this trailer here?
Yeah. As I say, I just was underwhelmed with the whole in the modern day thing. I really felt we was gonna get a Beast Wars movie, like tell the story from that time, the ancient timeline, and we get that. I wanted that, but yeah, this as it is, are pretty underwhelming. Yeah, whatever, we'll see. Again, not a reboot, whatever it is. Moving on.
Yeah. Well, was there anything good about it? At least that
I
that
mean, like, whatever. That is, yeah, it's Beast Wars. Like, it's Transformers again. And I ain't see anything that thing. We get to see the animals, whatever. Again, if it was in the ancient past, I'd have more hyped. But that scene, it just looked like another Transformers movie. It's like, okay, fine. The animals are cool. I mean, again, if with the second trailer, if they have some other trailers, most likely we'll see the T-Rex Megatron. So like, well,
right. And about a few hours later, we got Indiana Jones
right,
and the Dial of Destiny. And
right.
I must say,
I hate the
I
name,
am, I
but
am, sorry. Oh,
I
yeah,
hate
the
that name.
title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I don't know. Like, it's something about like after the third in the film. They just have trouble coming up with really solid titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, but the third one I thought Temple of Doom is the sorry, what's the third one? Not Temple of Doom.
the Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. No,
Like
like
that
I
just
like
rolls
that.
off your tongue. No, right. That's what I said. The last time since that one. But
Yeah, right.
I
Okay.
just was not sold on the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Right. Yeah.
Like it sound
If
good, like like
if
from
it
a
was
pulp
just
novel kind of thing. But like
yeah,
when you see it play, I was like, really? That's the best title you could come with, bro? Like it don't even roll off the tongue properly, like say a Temple
exactly.
of Doom
If
or
if
Last
it said
Crusade.
yeah, if it just said Crystal Skull, the Crystal Skull, that would have been fine. But not the Kingdom. That's too much. You're doing too much.
Yeah, and honestly, you just more remember the Crystal Skull than the Kingdom.
Right.
Yeah, I have a feeling I may recap that film because I only watched it twice and sort of forgot
Script
about it afterwards, right?
script
But
script sucked.
yeah, it was, but I will say Spielberg did his damnedest to make it work. He did his damnedest to make it work. I was entertained. I was whelmed. I
Yeah.
wasn't overwhelmed, but I was whelmed. That's really what it
I
is, right?
was I was
But
very
but this
underwhelmed.
one,
But
yeah,
whatever.
but this but this one feels like, all right, we not fucking around, Dread, because yeah, this is most likely, yeah, this is definitely going to be the fifth. Sorry, well, not just the fifth, but the final entry in this
Right.
series, because I mean Harrison Ford isn't getting any younger, right?
Right. Well,
Um,
the big sell of it was the CG. Pretty impressive actually. Um,
yes. I've
it's
I've seen some people kind of complain that it's too reliant on CG, but
well, it has to be. Uh,
yeah, I agree. It kind of had to be. It kind of had to be.
But my thing, what I noticed about it is that it's just how good it looked. I wasn't thinking about it. And I was like, oh yeah, Harrison Ford has some age, right? Like what's going on here? And yeah, it's like no, they really make it seamless. You ain't thinking about it. You ain't thinking about him as an action star, in any workable sense. So like, nah, they make that work, and I want to see what they're gonna do with it, going forward. That's about it. I
Yeah.
don't know what the script are gonna be about. Probably not gonna
I,
be hyped for that, more likely. But
yeah,
whatever.
I'm not sure what the story is going to be about, but what I do like is how it plays on nostalgia. It kind of has to because of the final one. So you see moments that look like like case in point, the train sequence, right? Where you see Indy running in the train. It looks very reminiscent of the opening of the Last Crusade. You saw something that looks reminiscent of Raiders of the Lost Ark. A
Mm-hmm.
little something that looks like Temple of Doom. So they're doing that now. Like, oh, this feels familiar, but it may be, part of this brand new story. We don't know, right? I would love it if it's the latter, but I feel like it's just like slight little callbacks, if you will, right?
Right.
But is when the score comes in, when you hear that da, 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 like I get chills, like I
Yeah.
legit get chills when I heard that, boy. And just the editing and everything afterwards was
Right.
just brilliant. I also love, the usual indie humor, whereas like like he's playing all tough with his whip and whatnot. But no, he going up against a bunch of goons with guns, right? And
Yeah, and
it's
it's a
that
kind of
Indiana Jones humor.
yeah, it's a kind of flip on the whole gun thing now with the guy with the sword in the first one.
Right, right,
Uh,
right. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I
And the whole sort of, oh, this is my relative, or this girl is with me, similar to
right.
Readers and Kingdom of the Lost, Crystal Skull, see Lost Skull, right? Just a few more things, right? What else I'm excited is the director James Mango, right? I mean,
Right.
has he made a bad film yet? Ford v Ferrari,
Nope.
Logan,
No.
310 to Yuma, one of the best
That's
Western remakes
that is
ever,
the
right?
only thing that's saving it for me.
Yeah, like you know James gonna bring it. You know James is gonna bring it, right? And yeah, I have a feeling that compared to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where they tried, I could tell they really really tried, boy, but it's just that script was oof. This one is like, nah, we really put in effort into this, right? I'm not sure what Spielberg's involvement is in it. I have a feeling he might just be executive producer or producer, but I know he have to have his hands in this somehow, right? But lastly, loving the cast as well too. Didn't expect to see Antonio Banderas. I'm glad to see John Rhys Davis in it as
Come back,
well.
right?
Mads Mikkelsen is like, oh, okay, you in this, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Toby Jones, all right, you in this, okay, okay, okay. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, all right, okay,
Right, yeah, yeah.
all right,
They get some big
big
stars, yeah.
cast, all right, cool, cool, yeah. Well, all right, I'm reading up here. Actually, it's produced by Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall, of course.
Right, right.
Steven Spielberg and George Lucas are executive producers. So yeah, they're gonna put their little input in it as well. But yeah, we have to wait until June the 30th for this. But yeah, this I'm real excited by. I can't I'm not in a hurry to see a second trailer, but I think in the second trailer we'll see who the big baddie is by. But yeah, this is off to a fantastic start. But I can't wait for
Yeah,
this.
and then I think too is it also gonna be it might be some test kitchen stuff for well, potential hoping potential Red Hulk shenanigans, right? Like that might be a possibility, right? We're not sure what they're gonna do with that. With him in going forward, since he's replacing William Hurt as General Ross now. Um, so I don't know. We will see. So that's the other thing because like why they have so much CG now. Other than the
Yeah,
fact that in the old as hell. Well, sorry, Harrison Ford himself. Don't think he could
exactly.
really bounce around on that set as well as some young actor. So that is about it.
Right,
But
right. But yeah,
I think
your thoughts on the trailer?
yeah, looking fine. Nothing to write home about it. Looking pretty standard business, but like we could do old fashioned. They might be tapping into the same strength that Top Gun did, right? It can't just be a straightforward script, classic filmmaking, real filmmaking. Well, except for Harrison Ford himself, of course. Um, but like just the idea of somebody bouncing around, looking good, looking like a movie, feeling like a movie, that kind of thing. Like the reason why Top Gun do so good is because of that. Like it feel like an old school movie, which for a lot of people they haven't had in a while, right? Regardless how you feel about the MCU or CG or the volume or whatever, all this new tech. Top Gun was real jets, full stop. That's why it did so well. Like I think that's the biggest factor. Not the script,
Yeah.
not anything else. Just the fact that yeah, it feel like a real movie. Period. Get outside, go film things, with actual cameras. Not all this newfangled nonsense now. I know
Exactly.
I know I've been kind of flippant both ways, right? But you get my point, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it looking good. Again, just I'm very impressed with the CG tech because it was seamless. Because I was watching it and thinking, wait, Harrison Ford not that young because they didn't make the mistake of trying to make him look like Indy from one. He looks like Indy from, when Crystal Skull came out, like what 15 years ago. How long that was?
Or Crystal Skull. I think it was 15 about 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. Was
Right,
he?
right.
Yeah, 2000, like
2000.
late 2000s. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 2007. I think I forget it was. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It's Harrison Ford. 20 years ago. So they didn't go back too far, right? He looks younger, but not too much younger. Looking good, and it was released. I was not noticing it. He was looking really, really fine because in Star Wars he looked old, looked legit old in Star Wars. But in this, not so much. So they're looking fine, and I want to see what they're going to do. So whatever, I'll give it a chance.
Right. And yeah, just when I was about to wrap up for the day, boy, same day actually, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer drop, right?
Right.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like that they're not giving away too much stuff.
Yeah.
One thing though, I mean, it sort of have a similar feel to, the Ant-Man, trailer that we got just the other day.
Right.
You know what I mean? In terms of, the classic, that Billboard top 10 hit or whatever it is as the soundtrack, the sort of psychedelic visuals, kind of, you know what I mean? Like literally, like, it literally looks like you're watching some sort of like sci-fi from like the 70s or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
It compared to like what we saw, and in Volume 2 where it was like pure 80s, right? Well, actually, I lie. Volume 2 did have some 70s kind of visuals, right? But here, it looks a little bit more noticeable. It actually kind of reminds me a lot of like how the visuals of the Ant-Man trailer was, right? But anyway, again, not really given too much of it outside of the tone of it. It's just like, all right, they're tired of running. You know what I mean? And it's given the sense of finality now. You know what I mean?
And closure. Yeah.
Closure. Like we're gonna reach the end of some certain journey. We're just not sure what it is. They setting up something involving Peter. Like I don't think he will die per se, but there's like a shot involving where you see Drax holding, lifting it, like literally carrying his body now, like almost like he was seriously hurt or whatever it is. We don't know, right? Gamora is back, of course. Yeah, not really sure what her inclusion is going to be. I don't know if she will rejoin the Guardians or if it's just they'll meet and be like, nah, I good, and yeah, bye, Peter, and go on. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, maybe it's a variant of Gamora, so like I don't know,
right?
Like out of all of that scenario.
Yeah.
Right, and it was still never clear to me why she didn't get vanished from the thing with whatever.
When he stopped, yeah. Hopefully this movie will explain that, right? Much to my surprise, we get a little bit of a backstory with Rocket. We see a couple of shots of his beginnings, as we will say, and maybe a potential partner. That's all I say. I don't know. Because I'm not versed in all things Guardians. Speaking of which, we see a couple of shots of Adam Warlock. Again, I wish I knew a lot about this character. I'll do my research going in to this film because I really don't know who this character is, but I just know that he was supposed to be in this film and we see him, right? And it's from we boy Will Poulter, right? So it's like, hey, okay, cool, you in this, great, right? But yeah, other than that though, solid trailer. Not sure what the choice of music is. I really should look it up, but it totally fits. One scene that had me like laughing my head off though, literally was when the Guardians landed in this sort of suburban area of a planet with all these like random aliens. There's this one kid with this ball, and Drax throws it and it literally like knocks each other out. Like that had me in stitches though. So I love that, even though we get in this whole closure and this sort of somber tone and whatnot, you're still getting the humor and the what we expect from a Guardians movie by now, right? But yeah, other than that, I really don't know what to expect with this one. I don't know what Adam Warlock's inclusion in this. I don't know what's really gonna take place or whatnot. But I just can't wait. But I have a feeling that this will be yet another solid entry in the Guardian series, right? Most likely it's best, right? Because it's been consistently great so far. So I have a feeling that this one could be the best one. We'll see come May the 5th of next year. But yeah, Ricardo, any thoughts on this trailer here?
No, this I'm very excited for. I want to see what they're gonna do. James Gunn is always surprised me. He's going a direction I don't agree with like intuitively, but it's almost always surprised me, and he's ended up executing the thing so well that I can't be mad at any of it. Like it's just really, really fantastic material and approach and work conceits in terms of emotional conceits and how to make it work for what it is. But yeah. I don't like Guardians 2 as much as other people do. I get why other people really like Guardians. Like I understand why. But yeah, so it's the thing. But Guardians 1 still remains truly fantastic for me. One of my favorite MCU films. It's pretty high up actually.
Same for
Imran,
me. Same for me. Yeah.
yeah. So so I want to see when they go into it, and it's looking like the as I say the big man ugly cry movie, right? That's what they're really going for. But
Yeah,
he
boy.
really does a good job with this franchise, and I really want to
Yeah.
see what they're going to do with it.
And speaking of well, man cry and emotion stuff like that. I mean, well, you look at the end of Volume 2. It
Exactly.
nearly brought me to man tears when I saw it, right? So
Right.
yeah, you can imagine what we're gonna get in this Volume 3 here, man. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Really excited for this one, right? And last but not least, last trailer that dropped last week at the time I was recording this, we got the official trailer because last time was a teaser. Technically it's that second trailer, but who cares, right? Of The Last of Us, right? And I'll just speak my piece quickly because I still haven't got around to playing the games, right? But I mean, I know Last of Us, I know classic game, masterpiece, one of the best games of the past decade. I know this made it to your best stuff, video games this the past decade.
Right.
I know this. That's why I want to play it, right? But in terms of like as a TV series, this just keeps intriguing me and exciting me more the more that I think about it, right? And the
Right.
more that I see with it, right? Whether it's Pedro Pascal's character, Pedro Pascal, and just the moments with him, Bella Ramsey, who like I was watching the face, like, all right, I know you, you from Game of Thrones, right?
Right.
You're Lyanna, right? I know you, right? Cool, right? Like the sell, especially for people like us who haven't played the game, is like, yeah, it's like Walking Dead, right? But from just off this trailer alone, it's like, no, this gotta be like way better than it. I am expected the same level of violence, but maybe more because it's HBO, right? So they always have to push envelopes, right? But yeah, I have a feeling that it's gonna be just as brutal and as heartbreaking in some parts as the game is, right? I have a feeling that they're gonna stay true to the tone of the game, the style of it as well too. I could see it from the visuals as well too. Um, Points for the music, boy. Like I never in a million years would associate Aha's take on me. I would
Right.
have never put that in a trailer about the post-apocalypse and zombies. It just don't fit now. But somehow this trailer kind of show it, right? It did, right? I do love the fact that they got the creator of Chernobyl, right, which is a miniseries
Right.
that we covered, right? Because
Mhm.
yeah, it has a Chernobyl look and feel to this sort of drab, bleak kind of look to everything, and this character's trying to make the most out of this situation. I know it's not new, it's post-apocalyptic stuff, but it looks a little different compared to what I've seen before in
But
terms of that
exactly.
style of
But that's why
film.
the games yeah that's why the games work the way they did. They work so well simply because it just was a simple take on a premise that we've seen before, but just such solid characters. Like I don't like Last of Us for the gameplay. Like you're not there for that, or at least not in my opinion. The second game is a lot stronger in many ways, but I was just there for the what do you call it?
Story,
Yeah, with story, right? Well,
yeah,
characters, like that's why it is. See,
characters, right?
story good, but characters and just the decisions that certain characters make, especially at the end, was just so emotionally powerful though. Like it
Yeah,
emotionally makes sense. It's one of those, characters just sacrificing well, no spoilers, but basically sacrificing logic for emotion more or less completely, given the situation. And it's such an extreme situation. Um and why that happened. And then the second game carries that even further, right? It carries it even further. I have a couple issues with that second game, but for the most part, I think it's handled very, very well. But yeah, I just want to see where they're gonna go with or do as its central conceit, because it kind of coming backwards, right? Like it's so weird to me that you're adapting a game back into a movie that is something that has already have the, well, for lack of a better term, have the cinema envy, right? Because
yes, yes,
you can just watch Last of Us as a movie. Like you just watch it, no play it at all. And it's straight up like a movie. Like a lot of PlayStation titles
hmm
operate like that, more or less.
yeah.
Um so
Which I love actually. I love that. Yeah,
right. Well, it is. I'm halfway on that, because in the end of the day, it's like, well, we just doing a movie. Like it's not really telling a story. It just do not move like it too cinema envy. You know? Like a lot of games like that, it'll feel like its own model, but like whatever, that don't
right.
bother me super much. And listen, regardless how you feel about it, all these many of these places and exclusives, even though it kind of feels a little repetitive with its open world and whatnot, it still is excellent storytelling for the most part, right? All of them. God of War, Oh God, the robot dinosaurs one. I forget the name of the top of it. Um, all of these, right? All of them have a big scope and story, and they tell that story, and they do fantastic um face recognition technology and whatnot. But I don't know. It's interesting how they're trying to bring this back. Like, why this project? They have so many other projects they could do that to me will be more interesting. What whatever, like, it's a popular story. I really want to see what they're going to do with it and what they're going to change. Like, if they're going to make it any different at all, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so that is a big thing. Like, are they just going to tell the same story all over, or is just going to be a more filmic version of the game itself, right? It's just
Right.
with the actual filmmaker in charge instead of just being pseudo filmmaking. And I know I've been a little flippant with that, right? But that's a whole debate, like, about realism and why it is that so many games is cater to filmmaking aesthetics the way it does, and so on and so forth, right?
Mm.
But yeah, that is
Right.
about it.
Well, a couple of things, right? As you mentioned, what could be changed, right? I assume that because of the style of the show that they could take creative risks with it, right? I don't think that they're gonna stay, like word for word, literally with what we got with those Last of
Well,
Us games, right?
well,
I don't know if there was like some sort of big conceit that was going on, or if it's just merely about survival in this world. I think that there's more to it than that, right?
I,
But I
I
I don't know. I never played it.
I mean, listen, I'm not familiar with the franchise. I played the first one a couple times, and I played the second one once, and so I'm not
Okay.
like super in depth with the world and like all the little details and who's doing what and why, and all these little things. So, like, in my head, I don't know how to counterfactualize to say, all right, what exactly could we expand, or what it won't. I have literally no idea, but we'll see. Like, I want to see what they're gonna do. But I know the big beats, and the big beats, I can't see them changing them big beats. Like, because that'll be like super controversial. Like, why would you do that? Like, because that's the story. It's our core
Right.
conceit. Well, I don't know if you know the ending of the first game, but it's something very big and very, like, the big ending was a big emotional beat,
Mhm.
and they can't change that. Like, I doubt they'll change that. So, like, okay, let's see what they're gonna do. But
Yeah.
whatever,
Well,
we'll find.
what I mean is like similar to Walking Dead, right? Where yes, if you look at the TV show, yes, you'll see
Right,
certain characters and whatnot, right? But it does not follow everything that happened in the comics.
right,
But you could tell that it's adapted from it, and they change stuff up and add new characters and
all right.
whatnot,
So,
right?
so
So I don't
here,
know if that's the approach with this show here,
right.
or is it just that it's in the world of Last of Us. We get the characters that we know. They do the familiar things, and they go through the familiar motions, but we're telling a brand new story. I don't know if that's what we're
I
gonna get here.
me neither. But yeah, but you see, the difference with Walking Dead and this are Walking Dead so long now and have so many characters. Like,
Yeah,
this is
it
just,
turned itself into a pointless soap opera. Like nobody wants to see a post-apocalyptic soap opera, bro. Like
well,
huge fan base or no huge fan base. Like nobody cares. We want
well,
to see the characters. Like the problem with it is just that there was like it just like you're thinking, okay, they're gonna reach some kind of point that they're gonna be free or they're gonna find some sort of freedom. It's like, nope, well, nah,
well, no, not
you know.
really. I mean, the where they go into it in the show compared to the comic, it does some stuff slightly, and mostly because of real world drama and over actors, right? But no, I didn't really completely hate the Walking Dead's ending. Like, it ended recently. I didn't completely
I
hate it.
I, I kind of curious to see how it ends, but I feel like I have to watch at least the entirety of the final season to understand how it ends. But I just don't have the time, bro.
Right.
But don't spoil it for me. I feel at some point in time I will watch it, but I don't know. I'll make time. But yeah, you
Right.
say you were satisfied by the end, right?
I thought it's a solid ending. Again, it's as usual this kind of stuff. You had to frame it out weird because it was so many seasons, and you had to do all of this weird nonsense to cater to it. But for the most part, no, I thought it was pretty solid business, all things considered. Um, with it, but yeah, so that's about it. But yeah,
Right,
with
but
with
but
with
yeah,
Last
but
of
but but
Us,
for me, just to close things off. I am excited as hell for this. Boo. I just can't wait to see the first episode alone, which we're supposed to get in on January 15th, and I really want to see the reaction to it, especially from the fan base, from the Last of Us fan base.
right?
But yeah, I
Another
think
thing,
HBO is they have a gold mine in their mind on their
right?
hands here with this one.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Another thing too is that because they're so heavily relying on people will never play the video game. Like, I think it's that. So, like, you might. So a lot of people worry that we might get a Halo situation where Halo was one of those things that if you're not a Halo fan, you'll be fine with that. if you are a Halo fan, you're probably gonna hate this. Like that's how a lot of people like reacted to the Halo series now. I don't know any like it might have Halo fans who like Halo series, but I thought like for me, who's admittedly a very casual fan of Halo, was I was quite underwhelmed with it, like what they did with that because they made all these.
Yeah, I just heard like just nothing but iffy things about it, so that's why. Sorry, we just only review the first episode. We just never bothered to watch to
Right.
cover the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it, but it was so underwhelming for me personally that I was like, all right, yeah, I really care to mention. Oh well, I'll go and review Halo. I want to talk about Halo. But with this, I don't know what they're gonna do. But given that it's on HBO, like, all right, well, and who involved and all the star power they have and whatnot, like, all right, well, I expect some solid business going forward. But we'll see.
Yeah. Other than that, anything else? Anything else that you're liking? Music, the acting,
Yeah, I mean,
anything?
it's just good production trailer. I don't think of these things like just all I care about is story, to be honest. So, like, we'll see. I mean, as I say, I don't know what they're gonna do with it in terms of thing. As I said, the guy who directed Chernobyl, love that shit. Chernobyl was amazing. Him doing it is perfect. It's more or less like the absolute perfect choice. In fact, is one he kind of above the material, to be honest, in my opinion. Like, you don't really need to be doing this, but whatever, money is money. So, like, he'll make it work. I want to see what they're gonna do with it.
Right. Nice.